In 2006, I had zero connection to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I wanted to run a marathon, but I had no idea where to begin. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society had a program called Team in Training. They trained me to run a marathon and help me get across the finish line, and in return, I'd raise money for blood cancer research. Call it fate or destiny, but my running team was assigned a blood cancer hero. She happened to be an elementary student that attended Mason schools. Now the fight was personal. And on the days when I didn't think I could run another mile, I thought about her and the fight she was in for her life. In the end, I finished that marathon despite a stress fracture in my foot at mile 13. I raised $3,500 for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and most importantly, I saw those dollars working firsthand when my running team hero was officially declared in remission.
Several years ago, I had a couple of students who were diagnosed with leukemia at age 14. And that same year, we had a coworker, a teacher here who had been diagnosed and was fighting blood cancer, lymphoma. And I was running paintball club at the time, and we had the owner of the fields where we played paintball, and he was diagnosed with lymphoma, and he was obviously a contact that we worked with closely here at Mason Middle School. And then I also had a family friend who at age 10 was diagnosed with leukemia.
Leukemia, MDS specifically, is what my mother has. Affects your life, and that you get to appreciate every day more with someone that you love. So when something is kind of a terminal item and they put like a certain amount of dates, it makes every day a better day when you get to talk to that person, and it even is that much better when you get to see them in person.
And in our lives, we were affected because our daughter's very close friend was diagnosed with leukemia when she was in the 2nd grade. And we saw her suffer through years of treatments and bone marrow transplants, and we watched her lose years of her childhood, and no one should have to endure that.
So when I was in 6th grade, my younger sister, who was 5 at the time, she was diagnosed with leukemia, AML, which is a bit more aggressive form for kids to get. She went through the treatments and things for a couple of years, and then during my 8th grade year, she passed away.
My mother was my very best friend. She was my very best friend and my biggest cheerleader and my biggest supporter. And when I faced the possibility that she would no longer be there, it shook the very core of my foundation, and I began to doubt my faith. I began to wonder what my life was going to look like, and I began to weep daily at the thought that there were things in my life that my mother would never see, and things that my children would never experience, and getting to know their grandmother. There's not a day that goes by where I don't think about her, where I don't desire to share her with anyone and with my friends and my students. My students know things about my mom because I refer to them as faye-isms, different things that mother has taught me, motherhood, that has shaped my life and helped me and my brothers to shape the lives of our children.
So as time passes, the support is huge, because when I was around your age, there was something called the AIDS virus, and due to a lot of support and years going along and fundraising and everyone knowing it from the beginning to end, AIDS is almost something that's treatable, and hopefully through your generation, many generations on, with all the fundraising that, starting with Mason and many others, that maybe we can find a way to get blood cancer to raise money and come up with new treatments to where these are treatable illnesses as opposed to something that's terminal.
As a family and as a community, we've made an effort, or made a priority, to give back to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, because they've done so much to raise money and do research for diseases like leukemia, because there is a cure, there can be a cure, but only if there's support and help to raise money for the cause.
You know, I think about the research and the things that have done in the last years, and the survival rates have increased tremendously due to the donations people have made, and supporting the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society will only help this, so families don't have to go through the same challenges, difficulties that maybe I had to go through when I was a kid. So I think it's certainly a worthwhile cause to donate your money.
I think it's important that we support this cause to try to find as much research as possible to eradicate cancer. We were told not to hate. I'm told and trained in not hating, but I have come to hate cancer because it's taken my mother, it's taken my best friend, and it has robbed the world of a truly amazing person.
The biggest thing that Leukemia Lymphoma Society does is fund research, and research is what saves lives. All of the people that I had contact with that year, Leukemia Lymphoma supported them, they supported their families, but the biggest thing, like I said, is funding the research. And every year there's something that comes out, and every year there's a way that they can make somebody more comfortable or do something for somebody else who's going through.
I believe so much in the mission of the Leukemia Lymphoma Society that I turned right around and ran another half marathon in 2007, raised another $1,000, and saw another hero go into remission. 2 years later, in 2009, a student on my teaching team was diagnosed with a blood cancer. This time I took to my bike, raised $1,500, and rode 100 kilometers in her honor. And today, unfortunately, her fight continues. But I've seen firsthand how these dollars help those who need them. I've seen clinical trials work and send people into remission. The Leukemia and Lymphoma Society helped me cross the finish line of races, and it helps cancer patients cross finish lines into remission.
Leukemia is the most common cancer in children, adolescents, and young adults less than 20 years old. With our support, we can help to fund research in order to come one step closer to finding a cure for blood cancer.
Mr. McNally's family, you can make a difference. Clean out all your pockets of extraneous paraphernalia except for writing pencil, especially toys. You can make a difference!
Mr. Ringer's family, you can make a difference.
Mrs. Carney's class, we have proof. That you can make a difference!
Mrs. Mills' family, you can make a difference! Mr. Schaefer's family, we believe in you!
Mr. Shaxel's family, you can make a difference.
The amazing Gallimore family, kind and generous, you can donate Gallimore.
You can make a difference! Mrs. Rodriguez's family, you can make a difference! Have no fear! We're not asking you to do math, we're just asking you to donate.
Miss Stern's family, you can make a difference.
Damas y caballeros, como pueden bien saber, se acerca la semana ya de donar a los menos afortunados y a los que lo necesitan más. Asegúrese de donar para el Leukemia y Lymphoma Society. La semana que
La familia de Señora Richardson, dinero.
You can. You can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can make a difference.
Show me.